We start with the Sunday night game between Smokin' Jay Cutler and the Bears visiting Big Ben and the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Now, the problem with Pittsburgh so far has been their offense. They scored a combined 19 points in their first 2 games of the season with no rushing TDs, and it didn't get any better against the vaunted Bears D. Roethlisberger fumbles on the first series of the game. He saw all kinds of pressure in this one, and 4 plays later, Matt Forte was scampering into the end zone, and Michael Bush would add another TD on the Bears' next drive, and just like that, it was 17-0 before the end of the first quarter. That prompted a user called After Next Afternoon to write, "When I saw the Steelers start like that, I didn't have the confidence to watch anymore." Well, they had a point because it only got worse from there. Big Ben takes a vicious stack straight up the gut on the last play of the first quarter, even hurts his hand a bit. Then in the second, he throws the ball right to Major Wright, who takes it the other way, all the way to the house for the always fun pick 6. To which Jason Z. Ping wrote, "Big Ben's passes to the defense were right on target." No sarcasm, just the truth. The Steelers would make a game of it, but it was too little too late, and despite Antonio Brown's huge day, he went off for 9 catches, 196 yards, and 2 TDs, and the fact that the Steelers actually outgained the Bears 459 to 258. The 5 turnovers undid them, and they lose it 40-23 at home to fall to 0-3 on the year. Now, that game was somewhat surprising, but it was the Colts in San Francisco who engineered probably the biggest shocker of the weekend. Not only did they run the ball effectively on San Fran's vaunted D, but they bottled up Colin Kaepernick and what was once a high-flying 49ers offense, holding them to 250 yards of total offense and just 1 score. So Robbery21 appropriately asked the question, what's wrong with Kaepernick? Was it last week's pummeling in Seattle, a lack of open receivers, or an injury perhaps? Well, Sabotage had a different theory. He shaved an eyebrow that might have affected his balance. Well, he might have a point there. The third-year QB finished 13 of 27 passing for just 150 yards and 1 INT, and had just 20 yards rushing on 7 carries. Under 50% completion percentage, and Kaepernick took 3 sacks, not what fans were expecting. Well, the subpar passing game prompted Organic Pickled Cabbage, we assume that's not his real name, to make a bold statement. Teams that rely on the run won't go far. If you can't throw, you'll lose. And that's exactly what happened to San Fran as they fell 27-7 to the Colts and now sit at a surprising 1-2 on the season. And finally, let's go back to the Thursday night game where Andy Reid made his return to Philly to take on the Eagles. Eagles' opening drive of the game, Eric Berry, great name there, picks off the tip pass and takes it 38 yards to pay dirt as the Chiefs jumped out to an early 10-0 lead. A guy called Colin Kaepernick, number 7, wrote, "The Chiefs' QB is excess. Their defense and special teams are enough to get the job done against the Eagles." Well, it turned out to be partially true at least. The Chiefs held the high-powered Eagles offense to just 16 points on the road, no less, as they improved to 3-0 on the season.